Hi. So, one of the important things that I want for people to take from today is today's July 21st, 2013, is that, if you're being abused, you better listen to the writing on the wall, the signs. And it's not a steady bad behavior. Criminal behavior is not something that's steady all the time, it's intermittent. Just like it's not going to take him an hour to kill you, it might take him 5 minutes. And that's the truth. But you have the responsibility to get you and the kids out of the way if you're looking at abuse. And if you're a mother listening to this, God have mercy on your soul. If you know, if you know what's going on and you just consciously choose to be in denial, God have mercy on your soul. Because those innocent kids, they deserve a better life, and they deserve to be safe and have, to experience life and uh, to have peace of mind and not get hurt. Your tears afterwards are meaningless. They're pointless, and nobody's really gonna care, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to come before God, and you're gonna have to explain why, when you knew better, you didn't do better, and you put yourself at risk. You know, maybe God's gonna step in and save you, and maybe He's not. That's a decision that I hope you got a lot of good stuff in, because you'll have to give Him a lot of reasons too when you know better. The greatest gift that God gave us all is common sense. So I speak directly to women and kids, as like, if somebody's hurting you, you got to keep saying something to get help, so that you sometimes have to save yourself. That's the ugly truth of this world. Um, sometimes you'll look to your family, and those people are sometimes the ones that are going to hurt you the most. And it's bad, it hurts, it sucks, it's terrible, and you might even think, oh, that's not true, but it is true. But it is. When you trace back, if you look back and the history of your parents, were they, where did they come from? Did they come from, their parents had a whole bunch of kids and not a lot of education there, not a lot of knowledge? Um, was there a lot of alcohol? Was there a lot of abuse? I mean, what what has to happen for that cycle to change? People have to make tough decisions. They have to be strong. They have to gain knowledge, education. They need to um, separate themselves from that and manage situations. A lot of things have to happen to change those same circumstances from happening again. They don't, it just doesn't happen, because you're in that world, right? If you want your world to change, you have to make, decisions and take actions. And these are the things that weren't taught to me. Like, I wasn't taught about, um, much of anything, really. I had to teach myself. I learned things in school. I'm very street smart now. And, um, uh, and I'm an entrepreneur, so you can imagine what it was like being in Canada, being an entrepreneur, and going to school and just not even realizing that you're an entrepreneur, and all these things that people are suggesting to take in college that you're like, I can't even. What a daunting task to even try to think how I would even accomplish getting through some of those um, courses. That it's just not me, you know. And so, uh, the main message today is that if you're getting hurt, call the police, call Child Protective Services, go to the church, go to the school, tell principals, teachers, find somebody that cares, find that, you know, that person that just is not worried about everybody liking them, because they're going to help you no matter what, and they're really fine with other people not being okay. It's going to be uncomfortable when you ask for help. The people that are harming you are going to maybe even try to threaten you and scare you and manipulate you, try to lure you, uh, you know with money, because they're scared you're gonna say more things. They'll try to all of a sudden pretend that they're this really nice person. You know, don't let people manipulate you. You know, the behavior speaks for itself. It takes time for behavior to be changed and altered, and you don't have to stick around for it. People got to know that you're tough and you're not going to mess around, and you will say something. And that you can put measures in place as far as you can some people carry mace, some people carry their camera, some people carry a video recorder, some people set up the computer to catch them, to get the evidence. And you know if you know people that need food or things like that, and that's why mom is too scared to leave, you can call 311, 211, they can call St. Vincent de Paul, they can call the church. The most important thing is that God will help you. You got to go in that direction and he'll help you. That's how it works. So when you want a dream come true, this is how it works. God will help you. You have to have the faith to go in the direction that you can't see. Faith is the power in believing on things that are unseen. You can't see how it's going to happen, how the people are going to come in and help you, how the good people are going to help you get there. But that's how it happened. When I wanted to start my own driving school, I wasn't making enough money to survive with two kids, and I said, I have to go, you know, and in another direction. Um, uh, so I actually started subcontracting. Then I made more money doing that. I started at $23 an hour. Within a couple of months, I made it to $28 an hour. And then I wanted to have my own business, and I was like, wow, like a girl from the hood, no formal edu. I mean, I've been to college twice. This is my college experience. The first time it was horrible. I was terrified of public speaking, and I was in child psychology or something like child's development or some, I don't know. It was ridiculous. Even my kids said, I can't believe that you would like, because I'm just not this, like, I'm very, if I got something to say, I'm just gonna say it. I'm not this cutesy little. I'm very straightforward. I tell my kids how it is. This is how it goes down. This is what the consequences are of this, and you know, uh, and that's how I operate. But I wasn't always like that. I was terrified. I was very stunned and silent when I was younger because all the abuse. It was like, when you're living with a predator, you're silent, you're scared, you don't have any skills, you don't have any money to go anywhere. There's no family around you to, you just, it's a big game of survival. Survival of the fittest. It's like a spiritual warfare going on. Good people and bad people. And the bad people look like good people, but they're not. So, I was gonna say something now, and I completely lost track of what I was gonna say. Um, about my business. So then I said, okay, I want a dream to have my own business, to be able to pay my bills, to be able to have the freedom, and so this is how it works. Is you have to gain knowledge. So I came home, and it's how you spend your free time. Like, I came home and I got on the computer and I started to learn. I didn't even know the difference between the words marketing and advertising. I had to Google it, and then I started reading, and then I found a website that's called tightwadmarketing.com, and that helped me. He taught me how to market a product, which was driving lessons. Um, and that's what I did. I would come home and I would read, but I would still had a friend where we would just go out and, you know, uh, party sometimes, and I would just read around that. And then I realized once you really start to go on for it, people around you often don't want you to go for it, and they're jealous, and they'll say things like, "You're spoiled and spoiled." I don't remember anybody handing me anything. But God was the one that really helped bring the people in my life that gave me the breaks, you know, and for that I'm very grateful. So God will take you there, and if you gain some knowledge, and you find out what the real world requires, and you take those steps. There's steps, and it takes time. And if you're nice to people, you would be surprised who helps you along the way. But you don't sell your soul. There was a man that wanted to give me. I needed the curriculum to teach the classroom part of the driving course. And there was a man that said, "Well, I'd like to take you away for the weekend," and I was like, "No, I'm not gonna go away with you for the weekend." And he still gave me he tried, but I stood my ground. I said no, and he still gave me the curriculum. And somebody that I used to work for, and I made them a lot of money when I used to work at a driving school, their driving school. They wanted to charge me $5,000 for the same material, which, it's a business. They want to make money, but a lot of people don't want to give people a break. They don't want to give, they don't see, well, she's going to be in this other area, has nothing to do with, you know, they just don't, they don't want to give a person a break, and that's the way it goes too. But I started my business, it was very successful. And then there was a monopoly that made insurance company, one insurance company. Imagine all the cars on the road had to go to this one insurance company, and that insurance company was overseeing our industry. So they brought down more changes to have a negative impact on the course. The thing is that when young people, and this is scientifically studied research that I'm saying now. This is from the um, Injury Traffic Foundation's research, that young drivers that are trained emergency maneuvers show higher crash rates. And when um, young people crash, their rates go through the roof. So this insurance company makes a lot of money. So you can be damn well sure that they were going to pull any time incentive to make sure that uh, these people weren't going to become safer drivers, because they want to higher premiums every month. It's disgusting. I know it's disgusting. And so I said that, when I came across this research, I contacted them and I said, you can't just do this. So I went to stand up to them, and I told them that I was going to take them to court. Well, I started having my road test canceled. I started, uh, I can't even go into all the things that started happening, but they had control over the road test booking. My students were canceled. I had a guy standing outside my classroom, peeking in my classroom and looking back and forth. He was trying to like freak me out a bit or something. And even the students were like, "What is this guy doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then we fought the changes. The changes, they had stopped the changes. Then they came back again, and that same guy was in the passenger seat that hit me when I was on 200th Street. And yeah, and then put the car in the shop. They made me sign this paper, and everything was going down. And then I called the guy driving. I had the phone number to the guy that hit me, and I phoned him. I said, "Do you work for this insurance company?" And he was so shocked, and he was like, "My cousin does." And he's like, "We're not supposed to talk," and he hung up the phone. And I said, so there's real evil out there. When it comes to follow the money, wherever the money is, follow it. Who is it attached to, and who does it affect? There's real evil out there, and uh, they, yeah, it's really evil. And then, so I was scared out of my mind, and then, um, when somebody marries somebody because you have a business and you're doing well in money, often that when that business is not doing well and that money is gone, that person, because that's why they were there, because of the money. So now where the money's left is in the house, and they're like, "Oh wow, if only she wasn't here, I could probably have all the money to the house, right? So let me see if I can just do this and that and this." I think they call it light something. What is that term called? Somebody explained it to me. Gaslighting or something, you know. So when you have to say, is my husband trying to kill me for the money in the house? If you ask the question, you already know the answer. So don't be in denial.